So I'm proud of him. I'm not really upset. Even like
couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
And Terence Crawford continue to be great, continue to do you.
What happens when the most dominant boxer of an era begins to feel the weight of time? When the fighter who once controlled the divisions, the spotlight, and the biggest paydays suddenly starts hearing questions about his place in the sport. For Floyd Mayweather Jr., that moment arrived publicly when he fired back at Terence Crawford and stated, "I'm still better." The internet immediately erupted because this wasn't just another heated comment. It was Mayweather, the undefeated champion, finally speaking about the man many fans now see as boxing's new leading star, the same fighter who defeated Canelo Alvarez and shook the sport. But to understand why Mayweather reacted so strongly, you have to look back for a moment. 4 years he seemed impossible to beat. 50 victories, no defeats, a flawless record. He turned defensive boxing into a masterpiece, made enormous earnings look ordinary, and built a legacy that made historic success appear effortless.
I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Then came Terence Crawford, a fighter with a similar mindset, but shaped by a different generation. Crawford wasn't focused on fame. His goal was greatness. When he defeated Canelo Alvarez, the conversation across boxing shifted completely. He was no longer seen as just another title holder. Crawford became the man to beat. The fighter many began saying might have even defeated Floyd Mayweather Jr. at his peak.
I think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
Consider this. Canelo Alvarez stepped into the ring with both fighters during their prime years. Floyd Mayweather Jr. clearly outclassed a younger Canelo, leaving little debate about the result. But when Terence Crawford met him in 2024, the fight wasn't competitive. Crawford didn't just secure the victory. He controlled the bout from start to finish and made the naturally bigger opponent appear ordinary.
Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. We didn't see any lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought.
After the fight, reporters asked Canelo Alvarez who he believed was the superior fighter between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Crawford, and he didn't pause before answering. Canelo stated that Crawford was the better fighter.
And lastly for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
That remark sent shockwaves through the boxing world. It wasn't simply praise. It struck directly at the legacy of Floyd Mayweather Jr. Because when Canelo Alvarez, a fighter whose career became part of Mayweather's story, says that Terence Crawford was the more difficult opponent, it completely shifts the conversation.
Also, if we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, yeah, very, very young in the game, obviously.
Yeah, very young. And he had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people, but
How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
But I mean, want
to make himself look like he did something great.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. built his entire career on the idea of perfection. No defeats, no clear flaws, and no true rivals. But suddenly the conversation began to change. Fans and analysts started asking a question that once seemed impossible. Could Terence Crawford actually defeat Mayweather? Could he be the one fighter capable of challenging the legacy of the man many consider the greatest ever?
Crawford couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
That's when Floyd Mayweather Jr. began to sound different. At first, the hints were quiet, but gradually they became more direct. During interviews, he started saying things like, "I still have it, and if I ever decided to return, I could." Early on, many fans brushed it off as typical Floyd talk. But then a report surfaced that stunned the boxing world. Mayweather was discussing a professional return to the ring, not an exhibition, but an actual fight.
Any chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't know.
And the name repeatedly mentioned was Terence Crawford. Floyd's goal was clear. He wanted to make a statement. He aimed to show the world that regardless of Crawford's accomplishments, no matter how many titles he collects or who he defeats, he will never be Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Because, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to people.
But before a fight with Terence Crawford could even be considered, another name entered Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s plans: Mike Tyson. The two icons are set to meet in an exhibition match next April.
If you could have fought any fighter, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather.
I love it. Why?
Huh?
You want to knock him out?
Well, I would love for him. I wish he was my weight.
All right, interesting answer.
He's very delusional. He can't listen. If he was anywhere near that realm of Great Ali, he'd be able to take his kids to school by himself. He can't take his kid to school by himself. And he talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
That matchup isn't about titles or win-loss records. It's about pride. Mike Tyson has openly stated that he doesn't respect Floyd Mayweather Jr., believing Floyd to be arrogant and unwilling to face true risks. Tyson has vowed to challenge him and reveal the truth in front of a global audience.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about
Floyd? Awesome fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
Honestly, The matchup between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson is already causing a storm in the boxing world. Many fans are dismissing it as more spectacle than sport, labeling it a sideshow rather than a true competition, and claiming it's just another chance for big paychecks rather than a meaningful fight.
Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the fuck is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but it's happening.
Many critics insist that a 56-year-old Mike Tyson has no business getting back in the ring, particularly against someone like Floyd Mayweather, who remains quick, precise, and fully active. And they have a point. This matchup is undeniably controversial and has sparked intense debate across the boxing community.
It's just shit, isn't it? I mean, like, let's be honest, like, I hate, in a way, and I know people go, oh, you can talk, you fuck. I just hate some things that are happening in boxing. Like, I don't mind if some, you know, like even Jake Paul. I don't mind Jake Paul. I think he's a young guy who's taking boxing seriously. I think he's improving. I think he's doing training camps. But why would you want, how old's Mayweather? 50? You got a, what? How old's Floyd Mayweather? You lot don't even know. You're supposed to be boxing. Yeah, I know, yeah. But all right, 48, 49, whatever. I was going to say, that's old. He's 2 years older than me. Right, what I'm saying is, who wants to watch a 48, 49-year-old Floyd Mayweather fight a 60-year-old Mike Tyson? It's just bullshit. Like, and as much as I love money, I just wouldn't do that. Because I actually, whether you believe me or Pete, you believe me, I love boxing too much. I think it's disgusting. It's just so shit. Like, who wants to watch that? Yet people will watch it, so I understand. But it's just like, I just find it nasty.
Jake Paul faced major criticism when he stepped into the ring with Tyson, and now Floyd is about to face that same storm of scrutiny. But if Mayweather performs as expected and takes control, he has the opportunity to completely change the conversation. A decisive victory could serve as his comeback statement, proving he still has the skills, while also potentially paving the way for the highly anticipated clash with Terence Crawford.
That fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Not yet.
You know, the fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and like, hey, this is not, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna throw a few punches, like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to Mike Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to give the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an exciting event. And
that's why Floyd's recent live outburst resonated so strongly. When he declared, "I'm still better," the tension behind his words was palpable. It wasn't pure confidence. There was a sense of urgency, almost desperation. His witnessing the sport evolve without him, seeing Terence Crawford rise as boxing's new face, and for someone who defined himself as untouchable, that's a tough reality. But Crawford's accomplishments are undeniable, undefeated, holding undisputed titles in 2 weight classes, and not just defeating top contenders but controlling them decisively. He's one of the rare fighters capable of switching stances mid-round with remarkable ease, making his skill set seem almost effortless.
Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud.
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room, or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. Like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So, skillful, yes. But this, And this, it's different, man.
Even Mayweather has acknowledged that Crawford's approach mirrors his own. The patience, the adaptability, the uncanny skill at reading opponents. But there's a key difference. Floyd never had that killer instinct to finish fights decisively. Crawford, on the other hand, doesn't just secure victories. He overwhelms and dominates his opponents completely.
Is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now fans are wondering if Crawford represents the next stage of Mayweather's legacy. For Floyd, even the suggestion feels like an insult. In his view, there's no evolution, only imitation. As he put it, these fighters studied me. Everything they do comes from watching me. So how could they possibly be better?
A lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. You even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that.
Yes, sir. I
Floyd
love you, Terence.
always figures it out.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's a chess master.
Yeah,
his IQ and
But the funny thing about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out. You know?
Yeah, that's true. But you gotta
Can't
have
say
an OG
everybody-
somewhere.
Anybody else? Yeah.
There's an OG somewhere.
Somebody gotta
pioneer,
it,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta. There's an OG you can't outfigure out
Yeah,
somewhere,
yeah,
and I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't outfigure.
Where Floyd misses the mark is understanding Crawford's motivation. Crawford isn't emulating Mayweather or chasing wealth and fame. He's pursuing something far more lasting. His after legacy, fighting to leave his mark in history rather than headlines. And that's the key difference. Mayweather, by contrast, has always prioritized money above all else.
Keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, you know, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100 million?
At the same time, Floyd is confronting a challenge he's never had to face before: fading relevance. The intense media attention that used to follow his every move is now shared among rising stars like Crawford, Gervonta Davis, and even Jake Paul.
Fought both Canelo and Mayweather. You fought them both. Who did you think was better, Canelo or Mayweather? I know that's Canelo was saying it was Crawford better than Mayweather.
I was very impressed with Canelo at 21, but Mayweather was still technically more sound. I think Crawford is better. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. But Mayweather is definitely a technician. I mean, it's, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
When Floyd declared, "I'm still better," it wasn't only directed at Crawford. It was a statement for everyone: the fans, the media, and the younger generation attempting to take over. He wanted to make it clear that is still very much a presence in the sport and not to be forgotten.
Looking of Crawford, do you think he's better than Mayweather after his win over Canelo Alvarez?
No, I don't think nobody is better than Mayweather. No. So,
what do you think he needs to do to eclipse the likes of the greats in Mayweather, Ali? Do you think it's possible?
I'm not saying he is a great fighter. He's great in his own right. But to ask me, is he like better than Mayweather? I don't think no one is better than Floyd Mayweather. Like no one. If we talking about fast process, if we talking about speed, if we talking about punch accuracy, if we talking about punch selection, if we talking about poisonous, God forbid we talking about defense. There's not too many that come close. They can't even carry his jockstrap. Floyd Mayweather's on another level, and we shouldn't forget that since we haven't seen him in the ring in some time.
To be fair, Floyd isn't entirely wrong. He remains one of boxing's greatest minds. His intelligence inside the ring is unmatched. His defense, footwork, and control operate on another level. He didn't rely on sheer power. He often won by outthinking his opponents before a single punch landed. If this fight ever happens, its significance is different for each man. For Floyd, there's little to lose. A victory would cement his legacy, proving he could return at 50 and take down a pound-for-pound elite fighter. Even a loss would likely be written off as a factor of age. For Crawford, however, the stakes are enormous. A win might come with criticism that he only beat a retired legend, while a defeat could overshadow all he's accomplished. That tension is what makes the matchup so compelling. It's more than titles or punches. It's about pride, generations, and the battle between a man defending his crown and another staking his claim.
Where's he ranked now, all time? Ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd's generation to this generation didn't get to see the come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on.
But here's the irony. Regardless of what unfolds next, both Floyd's and Crawford's legacies are already secure. And perhaps, in their own ways, they are both correct. Floyd may go down as one of the greatest ever, yet in the present moment, Terence Crawford stands as the best in the sport.
Before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul, Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
That wraps up today's video. If you liked what you saw, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our future uploads. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'll love hearing from you. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.